Hello, Pally.
Today's Thursday, March 7th, 2019.
And InFocus starts right now. Stanford Housing poses a question regarding PAUSD attendance.
And R&B singer R. Kelly is back in custody and facing some serious charges. All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to InFocus. I'm Anushka Sharma.
And I'm Maddie Drucker.
There's a lot going on campus today.
Here are some important announcements from the campus bulletin.
Pally Cheer is holding tryouts for next year's season. There will be 2 open practices for students to learn the routines and see what cheer entails. The practices are March 26th through and 28th, and official tryout days are on Monday, April 15th through Friday, April 19th. Prom tickets are now on sale. If you plan on going, go to the ASB Books web store or Miss Giffin's office in the Tower Building. Ticket sales end on March 27th. For those planning on taking the community college route or even interested in seeking more information on it, community college is from March 18th through the 22nd. On Monday, March 18th, juniors and seniors who are interested in finding out about affordable California community college pathways to specific careers and transfers to 4-year colleges. It will take place third period on Monday in room 404. If interested, a permission slip is required from a student's third period teacher, and forms are available in the Pally College and Career Center.
Pally Theater is putting on its spring show this Friday and for the next week. The show is Guys and Dolls and will be starring some of Pally's incredible students from all grades. The performance dates are March 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th at 7:30 p.m., as well as matinees March 14th at 4:30 p.m. and March 17th at 2 p.m. Attention college-bound young women, if you are considering a school with a Greek system and have questions, concerns, or want information on sororities, you are invited to have tea and learn more. Kindly RSVP by March 20th to linhatbrown@yahoo.com.
In the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
The 52-year-old R&B singer R. Kelly was taken into custody on Wednesday in Cook County, Illinois, after he was in court for a hearing over unpaid child support. Kelly won't be released from jail until he pays a $161,000 back in child support. Kelly was detained just over a week after he pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse. He posted bail on February 25th and was released from jail. The singer is charged with having sexually abused 4 women years ago, including 3 who were underage at the time. Hours before he was taken into custody, Kelly lashed out at CBS News' Gayle King in an interview with CBS This Morning that aired on yesterday.
The Democratic National Committee has barred Fox News from hosting its presidential primary debates, prompting the network to urge the party to reconsider. Earlier in the day, DNC Chairman Tom Perez announced that the party would not allow Fox News to host the primary debates, claiming they would not be fair and neutral forums for the candidates. While some Fox News Channel opinion hosts have come under fire for ties to the Trump administration, Chris Wallace, Brett Baier, and Martha McCallum are anchors from the Fox News division who have been praised for their handling of past debates. The DNC announced last month that NBC News will host the first Democratic primary debate of the 2020 election cycle in June.
Family Dollar will close 390 stores this year, one of many big changes the discount retailer hopes will help reverse its fortunes. The chain courts low-income shoppers with an array of items sold for under $10 at its more than 8,000 stores. It is owned by the Dollar Tree, which operates in an eponymous chain of 7,000 other stores in suburban areas. The dollar and discount segments of retail have become hyper-competitive in recent years as more Americans hunt for bargains in everything from groceries to electronics. Despite the growing economy, some Americans living paycheck to paycheck create more room for dollar stores to expand. Moving on now from what's happening in today's current events to some important events in the past.
As we continue to look at Women's History Month, Noor Navaid has more on a historical event for women in sports.
What do you have for us today, Noor?
Well, Maddie and Anushka, on this date in 1938, Janet Guthrie was born, and she was the first woman to compete in the famous Indianapolis 500 race and the Daytona 500. She earned Rookie of the Year honors, and in 1978 was back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where she finished the 500-mile race in 9th place. Guthrie drove in her final Indy 500 in 1979 and her last Daytona 500 in 1980. In 1983, a lack of sponsors forced her to quit the male-dominated world of auto racing. In 2005, her autobiography, Janet Guthrie, A Life at Full Throttle, was published, and the following year she was inducted into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Today, her helmet and driver's suit are in the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. That's all from me. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Nora. Many Palo Altans have raised concerns over whether children of those living on Stanford campus should attend PAUSD schools, as they do not pay Palo Alto property taxes. Ingrid Paichow has been investigating the story and has more on this.
According to the Stanford Staff Housing website, in 2015, Stanford began the construction of a new area to house staff members and their families. 2 years later, the extended housing area was completed and became open to owners that work at the university.
This sparked a big debate in the PAUSD community and other school districts around the area. The problem is that Stanford is receiving more people, and with these people come their families. Families come children, and these children had to attend schools in the area, schools that may be part of our district.
But because these workers live on the Stanford campus, they won't be paying property taxes in Palo Alto.
So, these students will be attending PAUSD but not paying to support our schools. The end result, these students get a free ride.
People opposed to the situation argue that the parents living in prestigious areas such as University Terrace should be paying into supporting PAUSD.
In this compromise, Stanford will have to make annual payments for each student living in a tax-exempted house and attending a school in PAUSD. Funds acquired from Stanford could be used to build a new elementary school and provide housing for teachers and staff from PAUSD and way more. Palo Alto PTA Council came up with a petition to ask Stanford to mitigate all their impact on the PAUSD community. For InFocus, I'm Ingrid Paichow.
Thanks for that, Ingrid.
Now moving on to the world of Pali sports.
Max Bonsetter's in the studio now with the latest in Pali sports news. Max, how are our Pali sports teams doing?
They're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, there was only one game reported from yesterday. The boys varsity baseball team crushed Cupertino 11-0 yesterday. And boys varsity volleyball beat Kings Academy 3-1. Today, the varsity track team is away at Mountain View beginning at 3 p.m. Boys varsity golf is at home versus crosstown rival Gunn High School at 3 o'clock. Boys varsity and JV baseball will face off against Menlo School. The varsity squad is away at Menlo at 3:30, and JV is here at Pali at 3:30. Varsity and JV badminton is home versus Cupertino at 3:45. Finally, boys varsity and JV tennis will match up against Mountain View. Varsity will hit the court at home at 4 p.m., while the JV team heads to Mountain View at 4. That's all from me. Back over to you.
Thanks for that, Max. I don't know about you, Maddie, but the weather in Palo Alto has not been nice lately. Super rainy and super cold.
It has. It's not what we bargained for when we decided to live here, is it?
That's true, yeah. Thayer is in the studio now. Are we going to get any sunshine anytime soon, Thayer?
You might have to wait a little bit for that, but let's take a look at the Bay Area temperatures. Today we have a high of 55 and a low of 45 in San Francisco, with it warming up across the bay, in Oakland with a high of 65 and a low of 45. Down into Palo Alto and San Jose, we can see the highs in the mid 50s with the lows in the mid to high 40s. Moving on to today's weather report, it's 53 degrees currently in Palo Alto, and this weekend we can expect some sunny weather, or rainy weather, excuse me. Later this week, we're going to get a break in the rain on Monday with a high of 62 and a low of 46, with rain coming back on Tuesday. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thanks for that. Well, that does it for us today.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pali.